Now, it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you today our MC, Courtney Reeder, the Operations Director for Golden Rule Seafood.
Hey guys, thanks. All right, I'm Courtney. Do we have anybody? Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Courtney. I'm from Golden Rule Seafood. Golden Rule Seafood has been, we are a family-owned and operated business. We've been in the same location since 1943 as a market. And we actually, a couple years ago, added a restaurant. Some of you might have been there. A little of you look familiar. If you haven't, you should come on by and see us. In each one of your Whole Foods bags, there's actually a coupon for you to come by and see us, even if you don't win one of the gift certificates at the end. So come visit us at Golden Rule. I would like to wait a minute to introduce Joaquin till he's up here. I'm actually really excited. This is my first time meeting Joaquin, and we have a mutual friend, so I'm pretty excited to see him today and what he's got in store for us. And he actually is going to be cooking wahoo, which is not something that's very common here. So I'm excited to see how he's going to prepare that and find out why he chose wahoo of his seafood to choose. Is anybody here today from out of town? Right there? I know you shop at Golden Rule all the time. You're not from out of town. Where are you from? Chicago? Awesome. There's some other people from Chicago here. Anybody else? Anybody else from out of town? Hey, from Chicago, how'd you find out we were having a seafood festival today? So you brought him? Nice. Good job. How did you find out about the seafood festival? Awesome. Well, anybody raise your hand. Is this your first time to the Deering Seafood Festival? Awesome. Welcome. Welcome to our awesome fun-filled day. And is it your first time to the Deering Estate? Welcome. It's an awesome, awesome property. We feel really lucky to be members. If you guys are interested in becoming a member, we can tell you more about it. You can also find out more at the information booth. But you can use your entrance fee today towards your membership. So make sure you find out about that if you guys want to come here more often. Today there's 1,000, actually way more than 1,000, like 10,000 people here. But on a regular weekend, it's not as packed like this. And you can just come here, have a picnic, hang out. It's awesome. So check out about being a member. All right, Joaquin, are you ready? All right, I'm going to introduce Joaquin. He is the executive chef of Station 5 Table and Bar. Chef Ortiz was featured in, I don't know how to say this, Diario Las Americas as an up-and-coming chef in the Miami, Florida area in 2003. Since he's worked in with many renowned chefs, including James Beard award-winning chef Norman Van Aken and Michelin star chef David Booley. Today he's going to be preparing a pecan-crusted wahoo. So you ready to tell us a little bit about it?
I'm ready.
First of all, how did you pick wahoo?
Oh, I love wahoo. This is loud. How you guys doing? All right. I chose wahoo. It's one of my favorite fish. My name is Joaquin. Thank you all for coming here. Real quick before we start, I just want to say thank you so much to Golden Rule Seafood for bringing this event together, Deering Estate for hosting it, Whole Foods for taking care of the food, and for you guys. If you guys weren't here, this wouldn't be possible. So thank you all for coming. Thank you guys for having an interest in community events like this. Events like this are really important. This is what builds culture in a city. And for me, being a part of Miami's culture is really exciting, you know. And, you can look a lot of other cities throughout the United States, and Miami is expanding at such a fast rate. It's so cool. You know, you drive through downtown, you drive through West Kendall, you drive through Pinecrest, and you see so much growing, you know, and it's really neat to be a part of Miami when this is happening. You know, and if you are in the hospitality business, if you're in any industry where you can build culture in a city, you're a part of this. And I think that's really special. So thank you guys for being here and being a part of building the culture of Miami off the bat. To answer your question, I love wahoo. I don't think I need a clap, but those of you who had the mild clap, thank you. I love wahoo. It's one of the fastest fish in the water. Marlin and wahoo are usually kind of going head to head. It's like Pacquiao and Mayweather. We can't get them right next to each other to actually have the fight. Well, we did, but prior to the last 10 years, we couldn't, and to see which one's faster. They're both really fast fish. It's a very clean white fish. The flavor is phenomenal. For those of you who've not tried it, it's great on ceviche. It's great in raw. If you go out to Hawaii, it's called ono. Some of you might be familiar with it if you're from Hawaii, ono. I love the fish. It's great. And when Golden Rule gave me the opportunity to work with pretty much anything out there, I was like, I'm going to go with wahoo. It's just a fun fish. Who's an adventurous eater? Anybody? We got some adventurous eaters here. I'm not a mild liver, so I don't think it's a word. I don't live mildly. That works too. Either way, I like exciting things. I like adventurous. I like spice. I like flavor, not only in the food that I cook, but in the life that I live. And I think that's really important. You wake up, go to sleep, go to work, wake up, go to sleep, go to work. We all do that. And it's really important for us to find something within ourselves that makes us exciting. Whether it's going out for a walk after you finish dinner with your family or going to see a movie that you love, make sure you go out there and you do something that gets you excited about life. And cooking gets me excited about life, one of the few things. Do we have any peanut allergies? 1, 2. Shalon, 2 peanut allergies, all right? 2 peanut allergies. Okay, do we have anybody who does not like spicy? There's an ocean. More than welcome to jump in the ocean. No. All right, so I got, how many not like spicy? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, when you grow up, you're going to like spicy, I promise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Hey, Shalon, I got, let's say, 10 that don't like spicy. Okay? Sweet chili sauce. All right? So, first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little about my rice. Whenever you cook a dish, it's really important to build flavor, okay? The person who goes to the store and buys their chicken and then puts their chicken on their cutting board and throws some salt and pepper and then puts their chicken in the pan is going to get a fairly one-dimensional ingredient, okay? You're going to get chicken with salt and pepper on it, and it's going to have some caramelization from being cooked in the pan. The person who says, you know what, I'm going to marinate my chicken overnight. I'm going to come up with a brine. I'm going to come up with some way to add depth of flavor to that piece of chicken. We all use chicken. I use chicken. You use chicken. We all use chicken. Unless you're vegetarian, then you don't. You use sprouts. But either way, whatever you're using, you want to add depth of flavor to that. So what I did is I made rice. I use jasmine rice. But prior to using water, which everybody uses water to cook rice. Sorry, I have dyslexia. Sometimes I reverse things. Instead of using water to cook rice, I decided to use tea. Okay? One of my favorite teas is actually a Chinese tea called genmatcha. It's a phenomenal tea, and has anybody ever had genmatcha tea? 2 points. Gold star. All right, so genmatcha is an awesome tea that is bamboo, brown rice, and popcorn. It's really a cool tea. You can get it in most of your local Asian markets or the world of Google. You'll get it, no problem. So what I do is I actually make tea. I brew all of my tea, and then after I brew my tea, I use that exact same tea to cook my rice. Now think about all the rice you've ever cooked, okay? You can use chicken stock if you want. You can use chicken stock, vegetable stock, beef stock. Those are the normal ones. But why not discover teas? Why not cook teas one day in hibiscus water? Rice in hibiscus water. Why not go find black rice and use chocolate tea and cook your black rice in chocolate tea? Okay? Think outside the box. Understand your concept as much as you can and then push to be a little bit more creative. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to the people you're serving. And if not, Google it. Google's amazing. What's the coolest way to cook rice? Find out top 50 restaurants in the United States. Google those restaurants and read those menus. Get inspired and then ask your friends, call, start a chat amongst your friends. It's a lot of fun to kind of discover the world of food. We all fall in love with it. So this rice is pre-cooked, obviously, because as the last chef said, the wonderful world of TV. So we have some rice that normally would be a little bit lighter in color, more white, but this rice is a little darker, it's a little bit brown. It is jasmine rice, so it's a very thin, long grain rice, and it's got a really earthy, a real earthiness to it, and then it has you'll taste it if you taste some of this stuff, like a real sweetness. The brown popcorn and the bamboo and the brown rice really make an amazing tea, and you incorporate those flavors into the rice. It's something special. So this is the base, and we're going to get to this a little later, but I wanted to go over that with you. All right, so sweet chili sauce. The majority of you guys have probably purchased sweet chili sauce from your local store, or you asked for it at the sushi restaurant or whatever it is. We're going to make it from scratch. All right? So this is my mortar and pestle. I absolutely love it. It makes me very happy. And This is one of the oldest cooking instruments. I mean, if you're talking about going back in the day, this is something that's just real special. It's about smashing and scraping, and it's so basic. One of the things that I really enjoy doing is embracing the past. Whatever it is in your life, embrace your past. Whether it's your grandparents, whether it's a story, no matter what it is, embrace your past. Realize where you came from. Realize who your roots are, and honor those roots. In this respect, I am honoring one of the most fundamental basics of cooking, and that is to smash and grind. So, with that being said, I'm going to get some chilies. Who doesn't like chilies? I love chilies. Right? So I have these beautiful chilies. These are red chilies. The reason I'm using red chilies is because they're a little sweeter. If you've ever walked on a farm or seen a green bell pepper, you'll notice that a green bell pepper, brand new, just grew, and a little while later it's going to turn into an orange bell pepper, and then a yellow bell pepper, and then a red bell pepper. It's the same exact bell pepper. It's just different timelines of that bell pepper growing. Same exact properties with chili. Okay, it starts out as a green chili, and then it continues to go after red. You can get some brown, like chocolate chilies, which are really delicious as well. But those are a little bit too sweet, not the flavor I'm going for. So with this, we're going to remove the tops here. I like the seeds. Some people don't. It just depends on not only the texture, but the flavor you're going to. A lot of people will say, oh, you know, the seeds, they make it spicy, or the gills, they make it spicy. Yeah, it makes it spicy. I'm here to make a spicy dish for you guys. If you don't like it, that's cool too. I don't mind. You can cut them out of your dish. So basically, I'm cutting in half like that, as you can see. And then after that, I'm just going to give them a real simple chop. Okay. Okay. Nothing too fancy here. We're not, being graded for our chopping. At the end of the day, you guys know you want to just cook a quick dish that the family likes, so you're not trying to spend too much time. So that's going to go into our mortar and pestle, okay? What am I doing for one dish? That should be okay for one, but why not? Let's make two. All right, so we're going to chop these up real rough. I don't mind if the seeds get in there. I'm totally cool with that. Okay, we're going to just put that in there. If they don't all come apart because you didn't chop them, that's okay. Reason being is because you're going to grind it all together anyways, okay? Next step is garlic. I don't know who doesn't like garlic. I like garlic. My girlfriend doesn't like when I eat garlic. She says, I have to eat the garlic, you have to eat the garlic, so we both smell like garlic. Okay, well, that's a deal. All right, so we're going to do 2 cloves of garlic. And with the same thing, we're going to go just a really fine slice here. Okay, if you can't finely slice, don't worry about it. Okay, we're going to just throw that in our mortar as well. Okay, and then we're going to add a little bit of salt. Salt kind of wakes it up, and it's like, oh, okay, it's time to start going now. I'm ready, and it adds an abrasion. So we're just going to kind of muddle this all together, and you're just basically just saying, hey, guys, welcome to the party. We're going to get going here. It's time. It's going to get delicious real soon. Is everybody awake? And they're like, yeah, and you can start smelling it. It smells so good. When I start cooking, I get lost. Like, I'm literally in my own world. I don't know, something about the fresh ingredients and working with the food and the smells and I don't know, the way it feels in my hands, I just get lost in it. Does anybody else like that? Does anybody just love to cook?
David,
Yeah?
don't
Okay.
Joaquin, don't get too lost. You got 10 minutes.
Oh, shoot, I got to go fast. I'm going to sit here in just 10 minutes. I thought I had 45 minutes. I was ready to go for like an hour. Sorry, guys. All right, high gear. Next, quick. Bamboo shoots. Everybody likes bamboo shoots. They're super delicious. They add a really cool texture to the dish as well. All right? Now I got to feel like I'm actually at the restaurant.
Tell us what those look like when you buy them at the store.
Oh, they're in a can.
I just learned.
Sorry, they're in a can. I really don't find them fresh very often, but they're in a can. They're pretty good. And let me see. Get my green onions in here. And you can get them sliced or you can get them whole. The whole's kind of like about that round, about that long. The sliced ones are perfect. That's what I used to do. Spring onions, okay? Please make sure you wash these. Anything that grows in the ground, just make sure you wash. All right, so we're going to get a nice little chop here. You can smell it from here? It's okay? Oh, I should have a fan behind me blowing your way. That'd be great. All right. All right, so now we've got our spring onions in there. All right, with every great fish sauce, with every great sweet chili sauce, fish sauce is really important, okay? So again, at your local vendor market, fish sauce, you can just throw probably about a tablespoon of that in there. Okay, and then in addition to that, hey, Shalon, you got my sugar back there? You see sugar? Sorry, guys. Please, a moment. I'm going to go over my time. I'm going to be in trouble. I know I am. I'm sorry. We'll go on to the next one. You don't care? Thank you. I appreciate that, whoever said that. I'm going to feed you. Whoever said that, I'm going to feed you this thing. All right. So, all right. This is the owner of my restaurant. This is Eddie. Everyone give Eddie an applause.
Hey, Eddie.
There you go. All right. Obviously, it's sweet chili, so you need something sweet. So we're going to do about a tablespoon of chili sauce. And now we're going to really invite these guys to the party. So now it's like, all right, let's go. You know, so now you start getting this all muddled around. You got your salt in there, the sugar, the chilies, the spring onions. Get back in there. You know, you got everything going on. And you got this really pretty kind of this beginning here, all right? We are going to add a little bit of mirin. This is sweet cooking wine, okay? Asian-style sweet cooking wine. We're going to give a little bit of that to our mortar and pestle. And we are going to do some sushi rice wine vinegar. Whoop. We're going to spoon out some sushi rice wine vinegar. I'm telling you, I'm going over. I've already failed this. All right, hold on a second. All right. We're going to spoon out accurately this much. And we're going to add some more spring onion. You know, baking is a science. Cooking is kind of like what feels right, and then you taste and you adjust. So we're going to add some more spring onion since there's a heck of a party going on in there. All right, so we got some more spring onion. We'll throw him in there. All right, so next we're going to do our cilantro, which everybody loves cilantro. I worked with a girl once who couldn't stand cilantro. She said it smelled like soap. Does anybody else have that? Smell like soap? You just don't like cilantro? I'm sorry. All right. So now we got all these fancy time. And what is very non-traditional in this particular recipe is basil. But I love basil. And I think basil and cilantro make a really great team. So I'm going to do what's called a chiffonade. And it's basically like you roll it like a piece of paper. Okay? And then after you roll it, you slice it really thin. The reason you do this is because you are not going to bruise the herbs. When you sit there with herbs and you go da-da-da-da-da-da, and you just like beat it up, that bruises the herbs. Herbs are really delicate, and you want really pretty ribbons. If you see this makes really pretty ribbons. So we want those ribbons, okay? So those go into the party as well. Back to our mortar and pestle. All right. How am I doing on time? 3 minutes?
You actually have like 8.
30 seconds? 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
2 minutes went that fast?
Yeah.
I'm gonna slow back. So life, you know. Anyone want to recite some Osho, some Socrates? All right. So now I have this little delicious. Does that work? Can you guys see it on this? Is better down here? Can you mess with the camera guy? All right. Where's my spoon? Here we go. All right. So now you have all this really delicious kind of action going on here. And it is important. You can see that. It just looks exciting, you know. Can you smell it? No? Taste everything. In my restaurant, often I'm like, did you taste that? They're like, no, go back there and taste it. How do you know it's good? Because I think people get a little bit nervous to taste their food. If it's bad, then they have to start this like puzzle of, oh my God, how do I fix it? How do I make it better? So just taste your food. It's really important. So I'm going to taste this, see if it's okay. All right. We're looking good here. Got some spice to it. I want it to be a little sweeter. I'm going to add just a little bit more sugar to it. Okay? Muddle this around. And then I'm going to go into a bowl. All right? So I'm in my bowl, and I'm just going to put this whole thing aside. Now, the longer this sits, the more intense these flavors get. Okay? So you want them to kind of sit and just kind of marry and enjoy each other's life in this little bowl while you do the rest of the food. All right, so those can sit there. You got a nice. You can make this, I'd say, probably about 30 minutes in advance if you want. And then you have your mortar and pestle ready to go again. Some people clean it for their next dish. Depending what your next dish is, you can leave it. I don't mind leaving it. or cleaning it. It's really up to you. But in this particular case, instead of washing it out, I'm just going to wipe it out. It's kind of like a cast iron skillet. You know, you want to season it. You want to respect it a lot. You don't need to scrub the heck out of it with soap or degreaser or anything like that. Just soap, just a little light hot water and a towel. Just, you know, a little scrape. All right, moving on. Peanuts. Now we're going to crust our wahoo. So peanuts go in here about like that. A little bit of salt for our peanuts. Red chili flake, you guys can get these in any supermarket. It's pretty simple. Just add a little bit of red chili flake there. And a little bit more of cilantro. Okay. 10 minutes. 8 minutes. Sally's telling me I got 10 minutes. She said I had 8 minutes. I'm gaining time here. This is crazy. All right. So next, you want to get these leaves. Throw the leaves in there. I like to rip them. You've probably seen some people cut them. You know, take the stems out. Stems, for some dishes, stems are great. For others, they're not. In this particular dish, I just wanted to leave it real rustic, so I'm ripping the leaves, but I'm not going to use the stems, okay? If you're making a juice, like if you're doing cilantro, juicing cilantro is amazing. Throw a whole bunch of cilantro in a blender. Throw some cucumber in there, some lemon juice. Just strain it. Be a happy camper. All right. So now that we're all done, I'm going to go back to muddle this up a little bit. You don't want to crush the peanuts too much. If you crush the peanuts too much, you're going to burn them when you cook them, okay? So don't crush them too much. Just a light little muddle. All right. And you can see here that it's kind of mixed in there. You got some chili flake in there. You got your salt, your peanuts, and you're good to go. Now we're going to do our egg. All right. Get my pan going here. I already have olive oil in it, just in case you guys are wondering. There's some olive oil in there. And I've got an egg. We're going to set him to the side for a second. Okay. One egg. Use my spoon to crush up my egg. This one's pretty easy. Anyone who's ever done an egg wash, it's pretty easy. I'm not putting any dairy in this. It's not really necessary. What I am going to put in is just a little bit of fish sauce. Fish sauce tends to be fairly salty, so I am going to use the fish sauce as like a salt, wherever it went. Here it is. All right, fish sauce to the party. So just a little bit of fish sauce, okay? Probably, I don't know, a teaspoon, if that, okay? So we've got that together. I'm just going to mix that around. And now we're going to take out our wahoo. Okay, so clean. All right, this is a nice cutting board. All right, so wahoo. I have a pre-cut piece here. Okay, I cut it nice and small just so that it cooked up quick and easy because I thought I might be over on my time. So this is just a really pretty piece of wahoo. Let me just dry those off so you guys can all take a look at it. Okay. There it is. We don't need to salt this fish right now. And the reason we don't need salt is because there's already salt in here and there's already salt in here. If there wasn't salt in both places, I would say, you know, definitely salt up your fish. It's really important to season as you go. But in this particular case, we don't need to. So you want to make sure you want to make sure your pan's real hot. Once you know your pan's real hot, you're basically going to put your fish into the egg like that. Okay? Please make sure that you, we should all start dancing. Here it comes. What is it when you're playing chess? You like pause the time. All right, so we're going to just mildly coat this here with the peanuts. You can see how good looking that is, you know. And it's really exciting, and we're going to just basically pick this up. I'm going to lay it in and away from you. When you're cooking, please make sure that you lay away from you. When I was really young, I burnt my sister. I'm sorry. And I was like, And she was there. She's smaller than me, and she's like, what are you doing? And I just end up, and she to this day, even though I cook quite a bit now, she to this day reminds me of that. Well, you're the one who burnt me. Moggy, I'm sorry. You know, I didn't know what I was doing. I was like 9. But, yeah, she holds a grudge, right? So, wahoo is a really great fish, especially when you're getting it as fresh as this is. You do not need to cook the crap out of it. You know, I told these guys in the back, you know, overcooking fish is a sin. You know, don't do it. You owe it more respect than that. So what we're going to do is just flip this guy over. We've got a real nice little crust there. You know, you don't want to burn. It's really important not to burn your peanuts. Like, peanuts burn very easy. They have a very high fat content. So things with very high fat content, they will burn easy. Okay, so now we can just kind of like, now that he's flipped over and he's happy, I'm going to just kind of watch it, and I'm seeing him slowly cook. And also remember that there's what's called carryover cooking. Okay, so the cooking doesn't stop when you take the thing off the burner. It keeps cooking. There's still residual heat inside of there. So remember that. And a lot of times with steaks, you're like, oh, I want a perfect medium rare steak or whatever it is. And you think that it's medium rare and you take it off, then it sits there for 5 minutes, and now it's already into the medium well done. Okay? So be respectful of that. All right? Okay, so this guy is done. We're going to set him to the side. Hold on, I got a plate over here. Time. Hold on. All right. So I got a plate here. We're just going to set him to the side on this little plate so he can relax. Okay. And he's there hanging out for right now. All right. So now we're going to plate. All right. So I brought this fancy plate from the restaurant. Makes me happy. All right. And we're going to go with a little bit of our genmatcha tea rice. Okay. It's always, whenever I plate food, I always try to make it look like restaurant food, even if I'm cooking at home. I feel like presentation is very important. We always eat with our eyes first. So you want to be visually stimulated by the food you're cooking. You know, it's quite important. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this rice down in the middle of the plate here. Okay? All right. Try to make myself a nice little mound. Makes me happy. All right? And after I have that, I'm going to come back here to my fish. And I am going to put my little fish right on top of that rice like that. All right. Shh, not yet, not yet. Just wait for it. Okay? I forgot to put a little olive oil. It's my bad. There should be a little bit of olive oil in here. Okay? FYI. All right. Last but not least, how am I doing on time?
You're good. You're at your time.
I'm done? That's
You're
it?
done.
Guys,
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
This is the end of the show. All right, so this has been kind of marinating a little while. You see it got real thick. All those flavors really incorporated. You don't need a lot of this. This is really strong, okay? This is like the icing on the cake. You know what I mean? And you don't need a lot of it. So all I'm going to do is basically take a little bit. Just going to put it right over the top like that. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of the sauce because everybody likes sauce. I'm going to dip a little bit of the sauce. And food should look pretty, you know. It should look like art, you know. It is art to me, you know. So if I were to see that on a plate, I would say wipe the plate down first. And I wouldn't let that go out to the table, you know. And I would wipe that plate down like that. And I would say, this is peanut and chili crusted wahoo over gen matcha tea rice with homemade sweet chili sauce.
Awesome.
There it is.
Thank you, Joaquin.
All right.